we have two UFC veterans in the UFC middleweight rankings, Robert Whittaker versus Paulo Costa. Robert Whittaker is 24-7, 3-2 in his last five. He's coming off that KO loss to Dricus du Plessis, who is the champion of the division right now. Paulo Costa, 14-2, 3-2 in his last five, coming off of that decision victory over Luke Rockhold. That was about a year and a half ago. So this guy's been pretty inactive. Looking at the odds for this fight right now, Robert Whittaker is minus 273, open up at minus 300. There was some slight dog action taken on Whittaker, or on Costa actually, in the last few weeks, but it has since kind of come back down to where the opening odds were. Yeah, I mean, this fight is also another one that I think could be difficult to predict because we could have a kind of a declining Robert Whittaker and a Paulo Costa who might not want to fight in the UFC anymore or MMA anymore. So I think a lot of things could actually happen in this fight now that I think about it. Bobby Knuckles, I mean, he's a top tier karate style kickboxer, likes to use his quickness and technique to just outclass his opponents. Beautiful technique on the feet. He's really light on the feet as well, moves well in the cage, uses great head movement, has a great 1 and 2, really like a kind of a one and then a body kick or leg kick or head kick. So really explodes into his splits as well. Robert's grappling, he also likes to mix it up. So he's another kind of UFC veteran that has worked in the takedowns throughout their career, but his grappling main point is really his anti-wrestling. It's the 82% takedown defense. Actually a pretty hard guy to control on the ground. Costa is top tier UFC athlete. I think he's well rounded everywhere, but he's just not great anywhere. I know he likes to his best attribute is just using his size and that body and power to his advantage. He can work in combos, likes to work the body, push opponents against the cage, and throw with high volume. I do think that Costa obviously comes from a grappling background. He has some nice jiu-jitsu skills, good subs, but they're more pre-UFC. In the UFC, he's more so like a striker and knockout artist. Good, not 79% takedown defense, and he will work his way back up after getting taken down as well. My first thought is that I think Robert will outpoint Costa, similar to just how he beat Marvin Vettori. However, we saw in that last fight a guy who in DDP who has a kind of a similar body type and kind of frame. He doesn't have the reach advantage that DDP had against Whittaker, because Whittaker actually will have the reach advantage here. But in terms of just the power and the kind of UFC kind of level athlete, I think that he could make this a close fight if he's able to implement any kind of grappling. I will say that Robert by decision is going to be my pick for now. I'm very close to just making it a parlay piece because I think that Robert will beat Costa even if he is a little bit more washed than he was in his prime. I think Costa, just given what he has done in the last few years as far as like fight cancellations, missed weigh-ins, he hasn't made weight. Yeah, I think that he might not be long for the UFC for much longer. So give me Robert by decision, potentially a parlay piece. Let's see how it looks in the weigh-ins. Gerard, what do you think about Whittaker versus Costa here?
Man, they put back-to-back fights of pullouts here, man.
Yeah.
I wonder, you know the odds for either Gary or Costa pulling out?
Yeah, it's been pretty high so far. So
It's been high.
they've been doing work. They've been doing work.
Yeah. All right. Whitaker, yeah, this is interesting. He just fought DDP. He might be on the decline. The question about his chin, but he does have championship pedigree, his IQ, his experience, and I do like his light on his feet style. He mixes up his striking. I think that'll probably do some trouble for Paulo Costa to time Whitaker. But for some reason, DDP was able to time Whitaker with a jab. So I don't know. It's kind of scary here. But Paulo Costa, I think DDP may have been just a different animal in that fight against Whitaker, and Paulo Costa, he's no longer an animal. I think he's pretty tame now. He pulls out. He's not really a fighter anymore. So yeah, this yeah, I'm gonna lean Robert Whittaker here. I'll say medium confidence Whittaker by decision. That's my pick for this one. But who knows? Costa pulling out might be favorite odds. But yeah, I got Whittaker.
Do you feel comfortable about Whitaker as a parlay piece?
Uh I might play him in a parlay, but the parlays I put today, I thought about it and I left him out when I was thinking about it today.
For sure, for sure.